Okay, so today we're going to safely cut some vegetables. We're going to be using a cutting glove. So first off, I'm going to be having a pair of gloves on. I'm going to put our safety glove on. And then put another glove on top of that. You may need to use a size larger than you normally wear. And then I'm going to start off with the green onion, or the scallion. And first off with the knives, we want to use the correct knife for this. Anytime we're chopping, we always want to use a chef knife. Not a paring knife, or not a serrated knife. Always use your chef knife. Okay, so with the green onions, I'm going to line up all the root ends together. I'm going to cut those off, making sure I've got them all cut off, and then I'm going to cut off the top ends as well, discard the ends, and then I'm going to wash the onions. And with all the produce that we get from Charlie's, assume it's all dirty. None of it has been washed. So it's imperative that all vegetables, unless it's a prepped item like celery, it's dirty. You need to wash it. Okay. So then it's going to go back onto the cutting board, and if there's any loose ends that don't look very good, like this one here, just peel it off. Then I'm going to start at the white end. It's really important that you use the whole onion, not just the green. I see a lot of these white ends thrown away. This is where a lot of the flavor comes from. Also, when we cost out a recipe, we're using the whole onion as a yield. And also, you get a lot more weight out of the white. So then you're just going to chop it. It's about 1/4 of an inch. Moving your fingers to the left as your knife is going to the left as well. And that's your chopped green onions. Okay, so next I'm going to do parsley. And this step will also work for Italian parsley as well as cilantro. It's real important that you wash your produce. Like I've said, assume it's dirty. You can see on my gloved hand, just by holding that, all the dirt that's on my gloved hand. So we have to make sure that we get that off of there. So what I do with all of the parsley herbs is I put them in a container that I have filled with water. I don't just spray it off. You have to actually dunk it in and out of the water. I'm gonna say maybe 3 or 4 times to get all of the sand and dirt residue off of there. As you can see how dirty the water has become. And then you just shake off the excess water, making sure you do it in the sink so you're not getting it on the floor. Okay, then I'm going to just take it back over to my cutting board, and I'm going to kind of just roll it up like in a little ball, like so. And then I'm just going to start chopping. And I'm going to chop about 2/3 of the way down. It's fine to have a little bit of the stem, and any of the excess little florets that you have on there, go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to stop about there. Usually it's about where the tie is. And I'm just going to take my chef knife, making sure you're using a chef knife, and do a nice fine chop on that. Moving the parsley around as you're cutting it. The cilantro is one that it's fine to use the stems as well. I get a lot of questions about that. The stem is as flavorful as the leaf. but you don't want to cut the whole piece of the cilantro off, use the whole piece of cilantro. It's about the same as the parsley, about 2/3 of the way down. Okay, so we're about done with our chop on the parsley there. We've got a nice even chop on that. Okay, so next is going to be broccoli. So we're going to dump it into a colander. Not all stores will have a large colander like this, so use a smaller one. If you do not have a colander, you can always use one of these steamer pans. Anything that has a hole in it to wash the broccoli. Just going to take it over to the sink here. Really give it a good washing. As I've said before, all produce is dirty. It must be washed before it's used. So then with the broccoli, we're just going to take our knife and we're going to cut off our florets like so. And I'm going to take my knife and chop through it into bite-sized pieces. And then also utilize some of the stem as well. Because we're paying for the whole piece of broccoli. The less you throw away, the better. But we don't want to use it too far down because it gets tougher the further on down you go. Discard any of the leaves that may be there. So we don't really want the leaves in the salad. They're a little bitter. Okay, and I'm just going to chop through my stems again, and there we are.